Welcome to your Season 22 Blaseball weather update. This is the Earlseason forecast. Warning: this video contains forbidden knowledge. Stop watching now if you do not wish to access hidden information. This video would not have been possible without the work of the Society for Internet Blaseball Research. Flooding will be the most common weather as we enter Season 22. But with the introduction of our new weather, Sun Point 1, we see that spring up into second place, joint with Sun 2. However, we won't be seeing any polarity games in the Earlseason. Hawaii will host the most salmon games, Chicago the most coffee and flooding, Boston the most eclipses, and Baltimore the most black holes. Stay tuned for a team-by-team breakdown after a weather snack update. With the introduction of a new weather, we see a large drop in eclipses and a smaller one in flooding. However, both black holes and Sun 2 have increased on the late season. With 30 black hole activations and 21 Sun 2 activations last season, only you can decide if donuts and Wetzels are worth it. The Lift only play 6 home games, meaning the only modification they can use is flood balloons, with 2 games. Their joint highest weathers will be Sun 2 and flooding. The Fridays also play only 6 home games, and in one of them can use flood pumps. Their most common weather is Sun 2. The mechanics need to do some repairs, as the only modification they can use is flood balloons, with 3 games. Their most frequent weather will be Sun 2. The garages will see 2 games each for psychoacoustics, birdhouses and flood balloons, whilst having black holes as their highest weather. The Lovers get 2 games to use birdhouses and 3 games for LCD sound system. Their most common weather is flooding, but they will play the most feedback games of any team. The Tacos have 3 games for psychoacoustics and LCD sound system, 2 for birdhouses and 1 for heat magnet. Their increaser gives them 4 Sun 2 games, which becomes 6 overall, making it their highest weather. With just 6 home games, the Magic only get 1 chance to use a modification, in birdhouses. Their joint most common weathers are flooding and salmon, and they play more salmon games than any other team. Despite playing over half their games at home, the Sunbeams can only use solar panels in the Earlseason, with 5 Sun 2 games. Sun 2 is their most frequent weather. The Jazz Hands only play 6 home games, and don't get a chance to use any of their modifications. However, they do play the joint most Sun Point 1 games of the Earlseason, making it and flooding their highest weathers. The Stakes get a nice variety of weathers, including having a Coffee Threes game for Sweetener and 2 flood pump games. Their most common weather is Sun Point 1. The Spies can use all of their modifications, with 1 LCD sound system game, 2 birdhouses games, 1 flood pump game, and 1 solar eclipse. Their joint highest weathers are black holes and Sun Point 1. The Wild Wings will play 2 flooding games in which to use pumps and balloons. Their increaser grants them 3 Sun 2 games, and Sun 2 will be their most frequent weather. The Breath Mints get 2 chances to use psychoacoustics in the Earlseason, but their most common weather is black holes. The Firefighters finally get a chance to use Sweetener, with 3 coffee games at home. Their highest weather is flooding, and they play the most games in it of any team. The Worms get 1 opportunity to use birdhouses, 3 for psychoacoustics, and 4 for flood pumps. They only get 2 black holes in the Earlseason, and Sun 2 is their most frequent weather. The Moist Talkers have 4 flooding games at home and 6 overall, but Sun 2 is their most common weather. The Flowers have 2 games to use solar panels, 1 for birdhouses and 5 for flood pumps, as flooding is their highest weather. The Millennials will see 2 flooding games for flood pumps and 2 games for solar panels. Their joint most common weathers are black holes and Sun Point 1. The Pies will see 1 game at home to welcome feathered friends, but this becomes 5 overall, making birds, along with black holes and Sun 2, their most common weather. The Crabs have 3 games to use flood pumps and 7 to witness the event horizon. This becomes 8 black holes overall, making it not only their most frequent weather, but also the most games in it of any team. The shoe thieves are once again neglected, as they cannot use any of their modifications. Their joint most common weather is black holes and Sun 2. The Georges will have 3 chances to meet the event horizon and are given 5 flooding games by their increaser. Sun 1 is their most frequent weather, and they have the joint highest amount of it in the Earlseason. The Dalles get 2 games for psychoacoustics and LCD sound system, but their most common weather is flooding. The Tigers see 1 game each for heat magnet, salmon, and flood balloons. They get 2 umpire burning chances overall, but it is Sun 1 that is their highest weather. Thank you for tuning into the weather. I'll be back with your mid-season forecast tomorrow, but until then, rejoice, play ball.